It's been a huge pre-season for the Crows, who have welcomed some fresh faces to the group ahead of the club's third season in the competition. And as we talk of fresh faces to the group, well, you're one of them, Clarke.
Not so fresh anymore, Alana. But yes, certainly for the coaching, yes.
Now, you've, of course, announced your lineup for Saturday today. We're going to take a look at it now. 7 Crows debutants. Talk us through it.
Yeah, so obviously a lot of turnover in every AFLW list. We've got 10 new players into our squad, and 7 of them are going to debut for us as for the football club, which is really exciting, obviously. We've got a real mixture. We've got Maisie Nankiville, who's come from netball. We've got Ailish, who's come from all the way from Ireland. And then we've got a couple more experienced players in Renee Forth and Sophie Lee, who played AFLW last season. Jess Foley, who was a great basketballer for many years, is coming in, playing her first game. I'm losing track of them, there's that many.
Look, it's very exciting to have so much fresh blood, isn't it? And of course, 5 first-timers amongst the group.
Yeah.
What was it like delivering the news to them that they would, in fact, be making their AFLW debuts?
Yeah, no, very exciting. We just had the meeting then, actually, and it's obviously a great joy to let someone know they're going to play their first game. And unfortunately, there was the same meeting we were telling the players that weren't going to be in the team, so it was that was a kind of a mixed emotion. But certainly there's some exciting talent there. We haven't mentioned Chloe Shear, who played up in Darwin last week and kicked a couple of goals, and you know, she showed just the class that she's got. So she's going to be a big addition for us, and we're looking forward to what they can do.
As you touched on, unfortunately, some players do need to miss out. Can you talk us through some of those decisions?
Yeah, really tough. In many cases, it's about their physical preparation. So it's a really short season and therefore a short pre-season. So if you have an interruption of any sort, it can really set you back. So Caitlin Rosenwig is one of our other young draftees. She didn't get to do much training pre-Christmas, so she wasn't selected. And Sarah Perkins is probably in the same boat. Trained really well up until Christmas, but then after Christmas had a setback. And really only started back full training this week. She played the game in Darwin off no training at all, which is not ideal. But so there's a couple that have missed out, and I guess beyond that, Rianne Lug has also missed out, which is tough for her. Nikki Gore played a really good game in Darwin, another of our draftees, but just got edged out with some experience coming back into the back line. All
right, and 2 other faces that won't be there, of course, Ree Metcalf and Jasmine Hewitt through injury, but it's made way for Jess Foley. Why do you see her as the best choice in the ruck?
Yeah, well, we probably were hoping to play Jess in a couple of other spots, but clearly an ACL to Ree, which was devastating, and then Jazz's ankle injury, which is not as bad, but is going to keep her out for probably a couple of weeks further into the season. So yeah, we just had to go to the cupboard and see what was there, and Jess obviously has got great natural leap because of her basketball background. She's probably a little bit undersized, but what she does do is read the play really well around the ground, so we think that she'll give us something extra in that area.
And I'm sure she's got a very good mentor in yourself.
It's been a busy 2 weeks. We've been trying to get up to speed.
Now, it's a tough ask first up. Reigning premiers in the Western Bulldogs. What do you see as the keys to getting a first up win on Saturday? Yeah,
so obviously they're a really well structured, well organised side. They won the grand final last year. They use the ball really well. Their skill level is high. They're the highest uncontested possession team in the comp. So our defence will have to be at the level. Katie Brennan didn't play in that premiership, but she comes back into their squad, and she's obviously a really focal target for them up front. So we've got some plans in place, but ultimately a lot of the focus will be on how we're going to go about it. We respect the Bulldogs, and we think they're obviously going to be a really tough opponent, but we just want to make sure we play the best footy we can.
All right, we've also got time for one viewer question. It comes from Sarah, and she wants to know who has impressed you the most this pre-season.
Well, I think in terms of upskilling, you can't really go past Ailish, who has never played the game at all, and is now going to debut in round 1. So that's an amazing transition. And but probably in terms of the new players in, Jess Foley's game was pretty impressive for similarly her first performance in Darwin, and she really commanded the air. So hopefully she can transition that into AFLW season 3.
Indeed. Well, great to catch up, Doc. Thanks very much for your time. Get back to training, and all the very best on Saturday.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alana.